There we go. All right, guys, good morning. We are going to start with a new unit today, Unit 7A, which is called Extraordinary School for Boys. All right, so maybe today's topic will be about education. So that's something that we will figure out right now. So as a warmer activity, we are going to answer these 8 questions. Let's see if any of you have any idea of the answer for these questions. Number 1, how many wives did King Henry VIII have? Does anyone know anything about King Henry? No? Yes?
Yeah, yes, is was a king that have many wife, but
Okay.
because he wanted to have a son, but any woman give him a son, just a, a daughter.
Oh, that's very interesting. I didn't know. Do you know where he was king?
England. Sí.
England. I bet it was England. All right, Adrian. But do you know how many wives
I,
exactly?
I I don't remember this like this, for be honest.
All right, don't worry. Don't worry. It's just a warmer, but thank you. I didn't know who Henry VIII was. All right, question number 2. What's the capital of Brazil?
Brasilia. I think.
Brasilia, right? That's the main city. Although many people know more other cities in Brazil, right? Number 3, who wrote David Copperfield? Who wrote, which means who's the author? Anybody? All right, software experts, how many megabytes are there in a gigabyte?
1,000.
1,000?
Yes.
Are you sure it's
No,
1,000?
100, 100, 100. Million.
100?
Oh, million.
I don't know, Rick. Mr. Johnny, what do you study?
As engineer computer.
Oh, so you're supposed to know this. I thought it was
It's
1,024.
it's one, it's million. One, milli is 1,000. Yes, yes,
Uh-huh.
yes,
1,000?
it's 1,000.
Yes, but 1,024. I believe the 24
Oh,
is important, isn't it?
it's a approx
All
one.
right. All right, Mr. Johnny, thank you. Number 5, who developed the theory of relativity? Oh, you have the picture there.
Yes, Albert
Albert
Einstein.
Einstein. All right. What is 5 times 18 divided by 4? Wow. Math. Nobody.
20.
20. I think you're guessing, Daniel. Aren't you guessing? I think it's 25.
22.5.
22.5. Are you
Yes,
sure?
yes, 5.
Oh, because it's 90. Uh-huh. It could. All right. Thank you, Maria Mercedes. How many legs does an insect have? I think this depends on the insect, right?
Yes, it depends on the.
It depends on the insect. Some have 6, some have 8, some have 2, right? Is there any insect with 2? Your X, maybe? Number 8, what is water made of? I think this is chemistry. What is water made of? Are there any chemists in the house? I think in chemistry you learn like the components of things, and water is made up of two things.
Mm, oxygen and hydrogen.
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 And how do you call that? Two particles, two molecules? What is it in chemistry? I didn't learn chemistry, so I don't know. But I know it's H2. So that two is what? Molecules.
Maybe.
All right. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm just an English teacher. All right. So those are some answers of the things that we are probably going to learn about in this class, but focusing on education. So the first activity we have here is to identify. We're going to match the subject that is connected to this topic. When we say subject, remember subject is not sujeto. In this context, subject means materia, right? La materia de la escuela, from the school. All right, so we have some here. Question 1, how many wives did King Henry VIII have? What is this? Biology, chemistry, geography?
History.
History, right? When we talk about events in the past or characters in the past, is history. So number 1 goes here. Number 2, what is the capital of Brazil? What is this? Literature? Physics?
Geography.
This must be geography, right? When you learn the capital cities, it's supposed to be geography. All right. Number 3, who wrote David Copperfield? Well, we don't really care who wrote it. We know that if we're reading a book, it must be literature, right? Literature. Number 4, how many megabytes in a gigabyte?
Information technology.
Information technology, right? Number 5, who developed the theory of relativity?
Physics.
Physics, right? Physics. Number 5 is physics. Number 6, 5 times 18 divided by 4.
Math.
Math, definitely. And how many legs does an insect have? What is that? Biology, right? Biology. And finally, obviously, water is made of hydrogen and oxygen. This must be chemistry. All right. Very simple activity. There we go. Okay. So there's an audio track here I'm going to share with you. Let me share the sound.
4.4.2 1.
History.
2. Geography.
Geography.
3.
Literature.
Literature.
4. Information technology.
Information technology.
5.
Physics.
Physics.
6. Maths.
Maths.
7.
Biology.
Biology.
8. Chemistry.
Chemistry. All right. Even the school subjects have differences between British English and American English. Example, in American English, you wouldn't say literature. Lit sounds weird to me. In English, in American English, you would simply say literature. literature. It's like the TE are mute. Como que la TE no se pronuncian. Literature. Okay? But literature in British. And another thing, another fun fact, in American English, you would only say math in singular, not in plural. You would say math and not maths. The extra S sounds different. All right? The others were exactly the same. There's no difference, only these two, maths and literature. All right, just for you to know, both of them are correct anyway. That doesn't mean anything. Right, let me close this and move on. Vocabulary about the school. The school system in the UK. We are probably going to make some comparisons here. Let me open this picture just in case. Yeah. So we're going to do this reading and we are going to match some of the vocabulary that people normally use in education contexts. All right. And we have a little picture that apparently we are not going to use. It's just for decoration. All right. But of course, it's a British school, right? You have like the circle tables and you have the teacher very close to the students and you have a blonde and a red hair student, right? So obviously it's there. So we're going to start with the reading and I would like Miss Cecilia to begin.
Children start school when they are 5.
All right, which school? You have the options here. Religious school, secondary school,
And primary school.
primary school. All right, they start primary school when they are 5. Continue, please, Johnny. Thank you, Cecilia.
Okay. Before that, many children go to the primary. No, no, the children's school.
Well, before that, so before primary school, where do children go?
Oh, to the
Guardería?
pupils.
No,
Yes.
pupils are students. I
Oh.
mean, it's another word.
Nursery.
Nursery, right? The nursery school. That's guardería, nursery. All right, read again, Johnny.
Before that, many children go to the nursery school between the age of 2 and 4, but this is not a compulsory.
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 Yes. Now, the word compulsory in British English is the same as an obligation. All right, but this is more British than American. All right. So not compulsory, you're not obligated to go to nursery school. You just need to start primary school. Let's continue reading. Thank you. Adrian.
From 11 and
11 to. From
11
11 to.
from 11. Okay. From 11 to 18 children
Yes.
go to mm, mm, religious school.
Well, from 11 to 18 is where people are teenagers, right?
Okay. Secondary school.
Secondary school. Thank you, Adrian. Let's continue. Maria Eugenia.
The majority of
The
school,
majority
the majority of school in the UK,
in the UK. Yes, but Maria
about
Mercedes, schools, not schools, schools,
schools,
no schools, quite esa E, schools.
schools,
Otra vez, solo la S,
schools,
schools,
schools.
okay? Read again, the majority,
Okay, the majority of schools in the UK
UK,
are
state schools.
states.
All right, so
State
about
schools.
90%, that's a lot. Most of them
Oh.
are state schools, which
Which means that they are paid for by the government,
government
governments and educations is free.
is free.
Is free.
If you say fry significa frito, la educación está frita. And
Excuse me.
maybe, but it's free means that you
It's
don't have
free.
to pay money. All right, thank you, Maria Eugenia. So education is free and fried. Maria Mercedes, continue. The other 10%.
Okay, the other 10% are schools where parents have to play.
Not to play, to pay.
Okay, to pay. Sorry.
Uh-huh. So if you have to pay, what school is this?
Secondary.
Well, secondary
okay.
is about the age. Right now, we are comparing government schools and what's the other group?
Religious.
Well, religious is more about the belief and the faith. It's not really concerning whether you have to pay or not.
Private.
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 Right? When you talk about state schools, the previous one, state schools is like what we say in Ecuador, public schools. So if it's not public, it's private. The thing is, people do not say public schools in the UK. They say state schools. All right? So the other one must be private. 10% are private schools because parents have to pay. The other ones are free. Let's continue. Thank you. Daniel Delgado.
Yes. A few of these are internado. ¿Cómo se dice
Well,
internado?
yes, internado. Boarding. Very good.
Boarding schools where children study, eat, and sleep.
Okay, Daniel Delgado, esa E tiene que quitarla. It's not a schools, a study, a sleep. It's not A. It's only S. Like this. School, study, sleep.
A few of these are boarding schools.
There you go. Yes.
Where children study, eat, sleep.
Not sleep, sleep.
Sleep.
There you go. Yes. Thank you, Daniel. Wilson, you're next. There are also.
Okay. There are also some religious schools where the teachers may be priests or nuns.
Priests or nuns. Priest means sacerdote. Nun, monja. Right? Okay, let's continue. School children. Valeria Larrea.
School children are usually called pupils, not students, which only refers to people who are at the university. And the person who is in charge of a school is called the head teacher, I think.
Yes, the head teacher.
Yeah.
Como el director, the head teacher. Thank you, Valeria. And yes, pupils, because apparently they call students people who are in the university. British thing. Julissa Silva, continue. The school.
The school year is divided into three terms.
Terms, very good. Terms. Terms would be like quimestre. All right. Let's continue. Oh, the last one. If you want to go to university, you have to take exams in your last year. And if your results are good enough, you can get a place. A person who has finished the university is called a graduate. There we go. Yes, I got it. So you call people graduate when they finish, when they have a degree. This is interesting because whenever, well, I don't know if you have this intention, but whenever you study in an American school or in a British school, I mean university, they will have different offers, and they offer you things for undergraduates and for graduate. So the graduate school is for people who already have a degree. In other words, if you want to get a master's degree, all right, that's the difference. Ok, aquí un tip. Yo me imagino que la mayoría de ustedes está haciendo o quizás terminando su primera carrera. Hoy en día no es muy común que alguien quiera hacer una segunda carrera, sino que se va a la maestría. Por lo tanto, si alguno de ustedes tiene intención de hacer alguna maestría en el exterior y quiere buscar información, en las páginas web de las universidades usted lo va a buscar como Graduate School, no Undergraduate. Undergraduate sería para los que apenas terminaron el colegio. Por eso se llama Undergraduate, todavía no tienen un título. Si usted ya tiene un título, va a continuar estudiando y va a hacer una maestría, entonces es un graduate. Okay, that's the important part of this. Now we're going to listen to this with their pronunciation, the British pronunciation. I told you I have American pronunciation, not the English one. But the most important word I want you to focus on is pupils. All right? That it's a difficult word to pronounce. Pupils. Let's listen to it.
4.3 Education. The school system in the UK and the US. In the UK,
Children start primary school when they're 5. Before that, many children go to nursery school, for example, between the ages of 2 and 4, but this is not compulsory. From 11 to 18, children go to secondary school. The majority of schools in the UK, about 90%, are state schools, which means that they're paid for by the government, and education is free. The other 10% are private schools, where parents have to pay. A few of these are boarding schools, where children study, eat, and sleep. There are also some religious schools, where the teachers may be priests or nuns. School children are usually called pupils, not students, which only refers to people who are at university. And the person who is in charge of a school is called the head teacher. The school year is divided into 3 terms. If you want to go to university, you have to take exams in your last year, and if your results are good enough, you get a place. A person who has finished university and has a degree is called a graduate.
All right, I think I missed this part. If you want to go to university, you have to take exams in your last year. If your results are good enough, you get a place. So pretty much like Cenecit. You make the exam, and if you get a good grade or a good score, you can get to the profession you want to be. I mean, it's an interesting system. I don't know how it is today. But I remember there was a time in which you take an exam and you decided which were your best options. And they had to check if they had enough room for your profession. All right, so we finished the first vocabulary activity, the school system in the UK. Now we are going to contrast this with the school system in the US, right? Let's see what this is about. You know, there is a lot to say about the school system in the US because I would say that most of the movies that we watch from Hollywood, they offer you a little glimpse of what to expect from a US school. Every single movie that I've seen has something about the school. You want to see Spider-Man, you see Spider-Man in the school. Any of the Spider-Mans, they are always in the school. Or you want to see any other movie, something happens in the school. Watch a new Netflix series, something happens in the school. So it's like the school is very important here, especially the culture in the school. So let's see what's the difference between the UK school. All right. Oh, this is shorter. Let's continue reading then. I'm gonna ask Mr. Marcos Merchan. The school system.
The school system is divided into 3 levels. One high school, middle school, sometimes called junior school, junior high school,
Uh-huh.
and grade school.
Okay. Thank you, Marcos. Maybe we're missing some information, some background information to answer this. We're talking about something that happens in Ecuador. We divide this in two, right? Actually in three with the new system, but it's normally two. Primaria, secundaria, 2 levels. If you want to be more specific, básica general, así es, ¿no? Básica superior, bachillerato. So it's more or less the same idea. In the US schools, you have the primary school, the school for little kids, and there's a term for that. Does anyone know the term?
School.
What?
Elementary school.
Yes, it's elementary school. One elementary school, then you go to middle school, and then you go to
high school.
High school. There you go, high school. Okay, so now we understand that. And they even have names. In high school, they have names for every single level. They call the freshman, the sophomore, junior, and senior, I think. So they go through these levels because they only have 4 years of high school. All right, so let's continue. Andrea Sanchez, in almost
The almost school extends 11 children are
divided
divided
by age
by age group into
Did you say high?
High.
Pero high ya está, de high school. Colegio,
Okay.
high school. All right, let me help you here. We're talking about age groups. So the students at a certain age, they go to different levels. So when you go to school, you go to the first level, second level, third level. How do you call those levels? Yes?
Grades.
Grades, right? Grados. Primer grado, segundo grado. That's how you divide the school. all the schools are divided. All right? So, grades. Grades pueden ser dos cosas en inglés. Pueden ser las calificaciones de grades, pero también son los grados. First grade, second grade, 12th grade. Those are the ways in which you divide the school. The youngest children, continue reading Michelle Olaya.
The youngest children begin with mm, college.
Kindergarten.
With college, I don't think so. The youngest children, youngest. What is the meaning of youngest? Los más chiquitos, los más jóvenes.
Ya.
Youngest.
Kindergarten.
Kindergarten, right? All right. The youngest children begin with kindergarten, followed by first grade. So it's kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, until, what's the final grade? Miss Cristina. Read this again, please. The youngest children.
The youngest children begin with kindergarten, following with first garden and continue until the 12th garden.
12 garden. ¿Dónde dice 12 garden?
La que está al lado de semestre.
Ajá, pero ahí no dice garden, ahí dice grade.
Grade.
Grade. Y ya lo mencionamos en la respuesta anterior. Into
Grade.
grades. Until 12th grade. The final year of the school. All right. Daniel Delgado, finish reading, please.
The school year is divided into 2 semesters.
Good. Yes.
Higher education is often called college.
College in the US. You
In
know,
the US.
and this might, thank you, Daniel. This might be one of the most confusing things for students in Latin America when they hear the word college in the US. College in the US suena, si hacemos la traducción, suena a colegio. No es el colegio, es la universidad. But they call the university, they call it college. It's cultural. I don't know what to say. This is how it is. All right. So college is not colegio. Colegio is high school. All right. In the US. That's important to point out. All right. So let's check the answers. And there we go. Let's listen to the pronunciation.
4.4. In the US. The school system is divided into 3 levels: elementary school, middle school, sometimes called junior high school, and high school. In almost all schools at these levels, children are divided by age groups into grades. The youngest children begin with kindergarten, followed by first grade, and continue until 12th grade, the final year of high school. The school year is divided into 2 semesters. Higher education is often called college in the U.S.
All right, so you got the pronunciation, and I want to make a pause here. Let's continue. So we were talking about the vocabulary. We have learned the system, the school system in the UK. We have learned the system in the US. And now we have a final activity about vocabulary based on the texts with verbs. So let's see what this is about. We work them together and then we check. So now we are going to use actions that we normally talk about in education contexts. Complete the text with the verb from the list. Let's begin with number 1, Julissa Silva.
Discipline is very strict in our school if children behave.
If children behave, very good, thank you. Now, the full phrase is if children behave badly. So we're talking about discipline, right? Discipline is talking about behavior, comportamiento. So it's very strict. If children behave badly, so let's see an example. Maria Mercedes.
For example, if they pass exam, they will probably okay.
Okay. Yes, let's check what you have said. If they pass in an exam, but we're looking for an example of a bad behavior. Passing an exam is not a bad behavior.
For example, if they fail in an exam, they will probably pass. No. The second answer is pass. No, is fail. Is fail.
Is fail. Okay, that makes sense. They will probably fail. Fail means reprobar.
Yes.
Okay.
The first, be expelled.
Be expelled means ser expulsado.
Be expelled.
So if they are expelled in an exam,
yes.
I don't think so. You have only one option in this list that talks about a bad behavior in the exam.
If they cheat.
If they cheat. Cheat means hacer trampa. All right? Cheat means hacer trampa. Actually, cheat means engañar. So there are many contexts in which you can use the word cheat. Like, once again, if you have a couple in a romantic relationship and then the person goes with another person behind your back, that's cheating, ¿verdad? Okay, so cheat in an exam means that you're doing something you're not supposed to, right? Normally, we would say when you copy in an exam, that's cheating, or when you have extra help in the exam, like in a little paper, you know, we normally call that in high school la polla, right? So you have that little help, little paper in the exam, that's cheating. So you fail the exam. And depending on how bad was your cheating method, you might even
be expelled.
Be expelled, right? Be expelled. They won't allow any cheating behavior because discipline is very strict. You see? All right. Number 2. Let's try this with Mr. Johnny.
Okay. Mark has to pass an important exam, an important English exam next week. He hope he will revise.
He hopes he will revise. The thing is, if you hope for a result. What's the result he's hoping?
To pass.
To pass, right? So he hopes he'll pass. So what is the action related to the important exam?
Take an important
He has to take the exam, right? Mark has to take an important English exam next week. He hopes he'll pass. But, Adrian,
But he hasn't had much time to revise,
revise.
so he's worried that he might fail.
Yes. Yes, but what do we do if we already put fail here? We only have another option, which is be punished. Do we put be punished here and fail there, or the opposite? Both of them, both of them apply. According to the context, both of them are right, but which one is better?
The opposite, because I mean, if you have bad behavior, probably you will punish. So in this context, I mean, I think that I will punish it first, and the other is paid.
All right. So be punished is here, and fail is here. Let's try. Thank you. All right, that was the good call. Thank you. By the way, is there any... Yes?
Sorry, what is the meaning of be punished?
Oh, be punished. Sorry, I didn't explain this. Punish or punishment means castigo. So be punished means castigado. That's it. And, well, I was going to say, is there any millennial in the class? Or are all of you centennials? I think there was a millennial here. Anyone from the 95, maybe? 96? Nobody, really? Yes, Maria Mercedes.
95.
From 95. So that means you
Yes.
are 27, 28.
28.
28. All right. So did you have the chance to live this situation in which you would be punished if you fail the exam? No. Good for you.
No.
Good for you. I did. And it was terrifying because you would think like there was a lot of pressure on you having good grades because if you didn't, you will be punished. So it's something about generations. I believe that nowadays generations have a more softer way of motivation, right? What happens, Daniel Delgado, if you get a bad grade in high school?
In high school?
In high school, in the past. If you got a bad grade, what would your mom do?
¿Cómo se dice regañar?
To scold you.
Yes.
That's it. So it's only verbal scolding.
Yes.
All right. So there was no smacking the flip-flop in your head. Nothing like that.
No.
You know the flip-flop, la chancla.
In primary, my grandmother apply o sea, educación a la antigua.
The old school education.
Old school education.
The old school education. All right. All right. Yeah, education that I believe in. Thank you, Daniel. Does anyone have any similar experience with this? No? Any experience when you were in school, in high school? And you got a bad grade? Nothing happened. No consequences. I'm gonna take away your PlayStation. Any of the boys? All right. Maybe that says something, right? Okay. Vocabulary done. Now, there are some phrases that we use a lot in English, and well, I mean, we still need to make the contrast of this in order to use them properly. The word educate is something that we understand a lot because we use it frequently. But apparently there is another option here, the word bring up. So what's the difference? Let's read the difference, please, Cecilia Gaibor.
Educate or bring up. Educate to teach. Be at the school, university. Luke was educated at a private school and Manchester University.
Manchester University.
Manchester
Yeah.
University.
All right. And bring up?
Bring up to look after a child and teach him her how to behave. This is usually done by parents or a family members at home. Lily was brought up by her mother in a small village.
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 A small village. Village is like pueblito, in a small village. All right. Thank you, Cecilia. Educate and bring up. There's a difference, as you can see. And we would normally say in Spanish, well, I would do. I would say in Spanish like educarse, that's in the school. Formarse, that's something that happens at home, something that happens in the school too, especially in primary school, because you're learning life habits. All right, so that formarse, that word will be in English bring up. Although this is one of the British things, I believe there's a difference between this and the American English. Learn or study. Let's read the difference. Cristina.
Learn of study, learn to get knowledge or
To
a
get
shield for
knowledge. Yes, to get knowledge.
to get knowledge. I am learning to drive and the moment. How long have you been learning Russian? Student to spend time learning about some time. Ian in student economic at university.
All right, thank you, Cristina. As you can see, there's a little parenthesis that should give us the hint because it says from somebody. To get knowledge or a skill from somebody. In other words, when you learn, means that there is somebody teaching you. Like in this moment, you're learning English because you have a teacher who is giving you the opportunity to learn. But when you study, apparently the distinction is that you study on your own. You take your own time to learn something. All right? So I would think that's the difference between learning and studying according to this little image. All right. So we just finished this vocabulary section. I would like you to spend some time right now checking something. I sent you a message from, well, I redirected a message from Mr. Alfonso saying that your Alticia is already available from here. You just have to click on this option and you will get to Alticia. All right. So we're going to work on that in a moment and just for a few minutes so that we can keep track of the progress of Alticia. Today, by the end of the class, I will be generating reports, progress reports of Alticia. So make sure by the end of this class, you finished 25%. If you haven't, there will be lower grades, just for you to know. Okay, I'm going to pause because I need to do something else. All right, guys. So now that you have finished working on a few exercises in Alticia, and I know for sure that most of you have already finished the progress that you are supposed to by the end of this session, you are going to work on a very short speaking activity. All right, it's an individual activity, although this is proposing you to do the activity with a partner. Right now, I want you to do it on your own. So the activity is called Your Education. For this activity, we're going to use Flipgrid. In the Zoom chat, you already have the link for this activity, so you can enter Flipgrid and you will have to film yourself. You record yourself answering some of the questions. Not all the questions are there. It's only 5 questions about the school. Like, where did you go? I mean, was it a private school or a state school? Did you wear a uniform? Were teachers strict or not strict enough? What were your good subjects and your bad subject? Very simple things like that. All right. This video, depending on your answer, but this video shouldn't take longer than 1 minute and a half, 1 minute and 30 seconds, because it's pretty straightforward answers. All right. I don't want you to tell me your history or anything. It's just you answering the questions. All right. So you can get started on this. And after you finish, we are going to check your responses and make the corresponding what is it? If you make any pronunciation mistake, we're going to do the corrections. That's what I wanted to say. All right, let's get started then. All right, guys, I'm going to start giving you feedback and listening to your audio tracks. At the same time, I will be putting scores.
Well, my secondary school was a private.
All right, Valeria, I sent a message. Remember, when you're using the past of wear is wore. All right, I wore uniform.
Okay.
By the way, what school was that, Valeria?
Santo Domingo de Guzmán.
Okay, I thought. I was between Santo Domingo and Mercedarias.
Oh, it's the same, like
Yeah,
only for
it's
girls.
pretty much the same
But
idea.
now this school is now from boys too. So
Really? You have boys in Santo Domingo?
yes, now.
Wow, I
don't know
never
why,
thought.
because it was so cool when it was only girls. But
Yes, I bet it was.
mhm.
All right, Valeria, thank you very much.
Okay.
Let's continue with Cristina.
Walking of
Cristina, I'm sorry, this is not the activity. There are some activities about pronunciation where you repeat. There are other activities in which I need you to answer the questions. No todas las actividades de Flipgrid son de repetir el texto. Esta vez usted tenía que responder esas preguntas. ¿Ok? Hágalo de nuevo y suba otro video a la misma plataforma para corregir.
Did you like it? Why? Were your teacher too strict?
Sorry, I can't move. Cristina, Valeria, Adrián. All right, Adrian, very nice presentation. I would like to have more information about your uniform because you said you didn't like it. What kind of uniform was it? Did you have to wear long sleeves and a tie?
Um, tie really no. I usually didn't use a tie, but uniform is kind of a little formal. I mean, so it was a kind of uniform that probably most of the person uh, can feel a little or frustrated
Uh-huh.
about to use it each day, and well, exception when we need to change the uniform from the physics uniform,
Oh, yeah. Not the physics, the physical education.
physical education.
Because if you say physics, it's física.
Yes.
Okay, Adrian. So my question was it frustrating or uncomfortable because it had long sleeves? Sleeves, this is a sleeve, and I'm wearing short sleeve. Long sleeve will be up to here.
Not surely maybe is in, uncomfortable maybe because the
Oh,
shirt material,
the
the shirt material,
material.
the material, yes, can be the IT now.
All right, Adrian, thank you very much. Let's continue with the next participation. Adrian no, sorry. Adrian Antonio, right? You are Villamar.
Villamar, sí, yes,
Villamar,
Villamar,
okay.
yes. So,
Right, let's continue. Valeria, Adrián, Cecilia.
What kind of secondary school?
Okay, some pronunciation issues, Cecilia. Only 2 words. It's a private school, not private. Private. Repeat.
A private
Private
school.
school. Yes. And something that you said at the end. Oh, it's not history, it's history.
History.
History, yes. In English, the H is not mute. ¿Ok? La H es muda en español. En inglés, la H suena como J cuando está al inicio. History. De hecho, la letra muda en inglés es la K, cosa del idioma, ¿verdad? Como cuando decimos I know, yo sé, tiene una K que no se pronuncia. All right. Thank you, Cecilia. Let's continue. Cecilia Gaibor. Mercedes.
Okay.
All right, Maria Mercedes, thank you for sharing the information. Very good pronunciation. I was just wondering about the first part. You said you study in a state school? No?
Same school, always, always. Primary, high school, and um, basic, primary, and high school in the
Oh, you
same.
study in the same school.
Yes, in the same school.
But this, when you say same school, it's still a private school, not a state school.
Yes. No, no state.
All right, yeah, because
Private.
I was confused because I was thinking of which state schools are religious. I can't think of
Oh
it.
no.
Maybe there is. Maybe there is. I was thinking the one that is in Villa Daule,
Oh yeah.
por la Asunción.
The
No me acuerdo
Delta.
cómo se llama. I don't
El
remember.
tiene Delta, pero es en las tardes.
What?
En el Delta hay
Delta.
una escuela, que,
Ajá.
sí, el Delta, que hay una escuela que en las tardes, o sea, ahí mismo atrás, es del Estado, por así decirlo.
Anexada.
Pero no, pero no, no. Yo estudié en la Providencia. I studied in the Providence.
Providence. Yes, all right. I know Providencia. All right, Maria Mercedes. Thank you very much for sharing. Good job. Let's see, Maria Mercedes Villon. All right. Let's continue. María Mercedes. María de Los Ángeles. No, no hace clic. Algo pasa. Oh, there he is.
For religious high school.
All right. María de Los Ángeles. Very nice. Very natural pronunciation. But now I'm just wondering, I would like to play a game with you. If you didn't tell me which school you study, I would like to guess.
Okay.
All right. No, but let me guess. Let me guess.
Okay.
I'm going to give you one name. You tell me if it is or not.
Mm-hmm.
You said it's private and it's religious.
Uh-huh.
Mercedarias.
No.
Oh, no. Okay, you tell me.
La Asunción.
La Asunción. And I said La Asunción just a while ago.
Yes.
All right. All right. María de Los Ángeles. Yeah, that's it. Thank you very much. Let's continue. Sorry. María de Los Ángeles. By the way, María de Los Ángeles, did you already finish the video from the last class?
Yes.
Okay, because this is the second Flipgrid, so you
yes.
should already finish the first one.
Yes, I already did it.
That's good. Thank you. Let's continue. Next person. Mercedes María de Los Ángeles. Ronnie. Ronnie, what? Oh, no. All right. Oh, good edit. But we only have a problem, Ronnie. I can't hear you. ¿Sí? No hay audio. No. Try again, Ronnie.
Oh, okay.
Julissa. Sorry. I need to correct this right away. Julissa, where are you? I don't see you.
Right here.
There you are. All right. So, Julissa, remember, in English, You don't use double negatives and you don't use double past.
Okay.
So you cannot say I did went,
Okay.
right? It's either did or went, but not the two at the same time. All right, let's repeat this part. All right, Julissa, thank you very much. You didn't let me guess because you said the name of the school, but now I was wondering, did you study together with Maria de Los Angeles? Yes, in the same class.
Yes, in the same class.
Wow, so are you two like
Mhm.
best friends or it's just a coincidence that you're here?
No, it's a coincidence.
All right.
She studied dentist. I graduating accounting and, and auditing.
Aha, accounting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay,
Accounting.
so different professions, but you two were friends in the school.
Yes.
All right, that's good. Maria de Los Angeles says you were not friends. No, she didn't. I'm
No.
sorry. I'm just messing up. All right. Thank you, Julissa. Good job. Just that little thing. Don't forget. No double past and no double negatives. Julissa. I don't see you, Julissa. Oh, you were not here in the first class, right? Silva, Julissa.
Mhm.
Yes. All right.
I
Don't forget
already did it
the flip
the
grid.
the first.
Yes, but I haven't checked back. I only have the
Okay.
report when we did it in class. So I still have
Okay.
to check it again. Don't
Okay.
worry. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Julissa. Let's continue. Wilson. Sorry, I have to repeat this part because I had a pop-up message from the antivirus program, so I didn't hear you. Let's do it again.
School? Yes, I like
All right, Wilson, I would just like to ask you, was this, because I didn't really understand this first part, was this a military school?
Yes, Miss.
Yes. All right. So military school, state school or private school?
Private.
Private military school.
Yes.
Teniente Hugo Ortiz?
No, yo estudié en la provincia de Los Ríos, no es de aquí de
Ah,
Guayaquil.
all right, all right. I don't know the schools there. What's the name of your school?
Bolivariano.
Bolivariano.
Exacto.
All right. And tell me something. In la provincia de Los Ríos, but in what city?
Vinces.
In Vinces. Are you from Vinces?
Yes.
All right, but you live in Guayaquil.
Exactly.
All right. All right, Wilson. Thank you very much for sharing this information. Let me... Wilson. I don't see you. Wilson, did you do the first activity?
Yes.
All right.
No.
No, okay.
No.
¿Para cuándo?
Today.
Please. All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Wilson. Let's continue. Wilson, Johnny. Sorry, let me correct you right away. Johnny, it's not pension in English. It's called tuition fee.
Oh, okay.
Tuition fee es la pensión in Spanish. Let's continue. Thank you very much, Mr. Johnny. Liceo Cristiano. I remember I had a friend there who was very good at math. And then I think he became the math teacher. What's the name? Do you remember the name of your math teacher?
Victor. There are some.
There are some teachers, of course, not just one.
Teacher Victor.
Victor. I don't remember his name. I mean, if I see him, I remember, but I don't remember. I remember that he was a student when I was a student in my high school. He was studying there, and we both participated in math contests. We were very good at math. And then I knew he became the math teacher in his school. It was an interesting fact. Thank you, Johnny. Good job. Where are you? Tomala. Tomala, Johnny. All right, next. Wait, Andre, I'm sorry, I cannot hear you at all, and I have the volume maximum. Let me get my earphones. Give me a moment, please. Andrea, I need to ask you, were you reading this?
Cry. I
Okay,
I
so you wrote this first and then you use it as a reference.
yes.
Yeah, well, we have a problem with pronunciation, Andrea. There are many things that you said that I know what you meant, but I had a hard time understanding. The name of the subjects, the word subject. That I mean, there are some words that you used that we talked about today, but you mispronounced. So that is an issue. I need you to improve that. I need you to check the pronunciation of the words and do it properly. All right. Next. Andrea Marcos Merchan. I'm sorry. Marcos, are you here?
Yes, mister.
Yes, I thought you were in the beach.
I'm in the beach, mister.
All right, Marcos. Let's let's check your video. There's no background in Flipgrid, right? Did you say you were bad at computer science?
Yes.
All right. All right, I can respect that. Marcos, you said you study in a public religious school.
Yes.
Public and religious in Guayaquil?
Yes, in Guayaquil.
Okay, don't tell me the school. Don't tell me the school. Is it in Avenida de las Américas?
No, it's not
No.
there.
Then I don't know. What's the school?
Fe y Alegría.
Fe y Alegría. Me
Yes.
suena. En el sur.
Yes.
All right. All right, all right, Marcos. Thank you very much. Let's Marcos Merchan. Merchan, did you do the first activity in Flipgrid?
Not yet, mister. I'm just finishing Alticia.
All right, that's good. Try to finish it today.
Yes, for sure.
All right. Thank you. Marcos is done already. Let me refresh the page. Valeria, Adriana, Cecilia, Mercedes, María de los Ángeles, Yulisa, Wilson, Andrea. Okay. Nicole, your turn. Nicole, are you here?
Yes.
All right. Ready for the feedback. All right, Nicole. I think that some of you, not only Nicole, but some other students have made the same mispronunciation with the word chemistry. It's not chemistry, it's chemistry. All right? Yes, for you to know. Now, Cristobal Colón, I thought that was a boys' school.
Uh, in 20, hace unos años recién se
Yeah,
hizo.
a few years ago.
Sí, a few years ago, exactly.
So it was maybe the same time in which Mercedarias and Santo Domingo, they became mixed schools, right? Cristobal Colón too, I think. Interesting. Were you like the first generation of mixed schools or no?
The second
The second, wow.
generation.
Wow.
There are only 3 girls with me.
Only 3 girls with you and the rest men.
Yes.
Why would you do that? Because I would imagine that boys were misbehaving or something, and then you were only 3 little girls.
It's raro.
Weird.
Pero it's weird, but my brothers study here.
Ah, your
and
brothers.
my mom, yes, me metió a estudiar ahí. Entonces,
She put you there. And where did you study before Cristobal Colón?
en la Inmaculada.
Inmaculada, of course. All right. Thank you, Nicole. Let's continue with the next person. Wait, Nicole. All right, Nicole, did you finish the first activity? No? Please do so. All right. By the way, we're doing the break after we finish checking the videos. All right, so we don't pause and then we go back to the videos. We do one only pause. All right, Michelle. It's not biology, it's biology. And I think we had the same mispronunciation from other students. Biology, repeat. Biology. All right. And you also said something that I am wear uniform. I am. You don't use I am for this. You simply say I wore because it's the past of wear. I wore uniforms.
Okay, I am.
All right, Michelle Olaya. Let's continue. Thank you very much. Michelle Luis Alberto. All right, Luis. Very nice description. I heard you study in Duran. I had a colleague. She's also an English teacher, and she had her children studying in González Suárez. But then in the university, they went to University of Milagro because it's closer or easier to get there. But you decided to study in Guayaquil. That's an interesting choice because of traffic. How do you solve traffic, Luis?
Oh,
Luis Andrade?
hi, teachers. Yes.
Yes,
Here.
my question is, how do you solve traffic every day to go to university?
A lot of traffic is more for el, el puente de la Unidad Nacional.
Uh-huh. Most of the traffic is there.
Yes.
So what do you do?
I need go to my car because I study odontology and I need to. I go with my caja
You go with your
with my
caja,
materials. Yes,
with your
how do you say
box, with
caja
your
in English?
material box.
Yes, my material box. Yes.
All right. All right, interesting. Thank you, Luis.
Thank you, teacher.
All right. I believe we're missing one more person. Oh, no, two more. Ronnie and Maria Eugenia.
Yes, teacher.
Oh,
Está
and
cargando el
Daniel.
video.
I will refresh,
Sí,
Daniel. Don't worry.
no, pero está cargando el video porque dice que hay mucho tráfico, algo así. O sea, bastante personas conectadas.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Ronnie. Good job. Just a little pronunciation. Remember, it's not God, it's good, right? With a U. Actually, it's not a U, but the sound of a U. Because if you say God, the word God means Dios. So if you say I was God, it's like yo era Dios. No, I was good, yo era bueno, and etc. Right? So that pronunciation, very important. Mr.
Okay, Miss.
Ronnie Tutiven, did you do the first activity?
Yes, I already do that.
That's good. Thank you, Ronnie. All right, let's continue. Maria Eugenia and then Daniel, maybe. Let me see. Yep. Oh, Maria Eugenia, Cristina again, and then Daniel. You were bad at physical education. How is that possible?
Yes,
Why?
yes, yes.
Only yes. Maria Eugenia. And all right. You
Very
said you
bad.
study, yeah, you were very bad at physical education, apparently. But where did you study? You said you studied in a public school. Which public school? Because you didn't say if it was religious
Oh,
or...
uh, I study in the Piñas, El Oro.
Ah, right, you're from Piñas.
Uh-huh.
Okay, okay, you're from Piñas.
You're from Piñas.
I'm not from Piñas, I'm from Guayaquil. You are from Piñas. Yes. And you
Yes.
were saying? Maria Eugenia?
Repeat, please.
Yes, you were saying something and I interrupted. No?
No le entendí.
Oh, I interrupted you.
Repeat, please.
Yes. Me pareció que usted me iba a decir algo y la interrumpí. No, okay, that was the question. Only that. All right, Maria Eugenia, thank you very much. Good effort, by the way. I mean, you still need to improve a little bit your fluency because you speak in a very slow pace, but that's part of the process. So it is okay. Maria Eugenia Haya. Did you do the previous activity? Yes? Yes? All right. That's
Yes.
good. All right, all right. Let's continue. Who's next? Cristina. Cristina, I hear my voice more than yours. That's an issue. Let me try to focus on your voice. All right, that was tough, but I could hear you, Cristina. I was I was expecting your comment about your uniform because if you study in Dolores Sucres, that's a very particular uniform with the wings, and you said that, but you didn't like the wings. Why not?
Repeat, please.
Why didn't you like the wings in your uniform?
O sea, tenía alas el uniforme,
Yeah,
era un
I know, but that's good or bad.
back.
You
No me
didn't
gustaba.
like it. All
No.
right. All right. I find it very interesting because it's the only uniform that has wings. There is no other uniform with wings. So it's cool. I mean, that's how people recognize Dolores Sucre because of the uniform with the wings. All right, Cristina, thank you very much. And finally, before we go to the break, where are you, Cristina Carrasco? Daniel. All right. Thank you very much, Daniel. I do have a question. The only
Yes.
school, the only private school in Villa La Costa that I can relate with color wine is Logos. Am I right?
No, Javier.
Javier is in Villa... Ah, that's not Villa La Costa. Come on, that's Avenida del Bombero.
Aquí siempre le decíamos, siempre, o sea, uno cuando va por allá, como vía la costa.
Nada. Villa La Costa, it's after that, after Rio Centro Ceibos. Everything behind is Avenida del Bombero. That's not Villa La Costa. That's why I'm mistaken.
Okay.
Of course, it's Javier. All right. All right, Daniel. Very nice. Thank you very much. And I believe that's it.
Thank you.
I believe that's it. Daniel Delgado, where are you here? All right. I don't think we're missing anybody. Let me refresh just in case. No, we're done. Okay. So let me pause the recording for a moment. There we go. All right. So the next activity we're going to work on, besides the speaking, that I'm going to leave you this 2 activities to work on your own by the end of this session. All right. I would like to get started with the, well, I will have a listening activity here, but I would like to go after the explanation of the grammar because it will take a while in order to finish this part. All right. So for this grammar, we are going to talk about, where is it? The first conditional. There it is. All right. I'm going to give this short explanation of the conditional and how to use it, and then we do the activities together. All right. So first conditional. How do you express a condition in an idea? Well, the answer is very simple. You use the word if. All right. But that's not the only thing that you need to consider when you express a condition, because it depends on what kind of condition we're talking about. So whenever you have a first conditional, you would use the word if. Remember, if means sí, pero no sí de yes, sí de condition. All right? So if, and you use the present simple tense of the verb. All right? The present simple together in the condition. But whenever you have a condition, your sentence, your expression will have two different parts. The condition and the sentence, which is pretty much like the consequence of this condition. So This is what we need to understand because in first conditional, we are going to use a future time clause. All right? Examples. Number one. Help me reading the first example, please, Maria Mercedes. Yes.
Okay, an example I read the oh I have to
Yeah, you just read number one. If you work.
okay, yeah. If you work hard, you will pass your exams.
Okay, and the second?
The boss won't be very pleased if we're late for the meeting.
Thank you very much. So, Maria Mercedes, you just read an example of how to use one of the forms of the conditional. So as you can see, I told you that these expressions have two parts, the condition and the consequence of this condition. But this doesn't mean that you have to follow that order strictly. All right? You can have the condition first or the condition after the expression. Adrian?
A question. I mean, the first condition I need to use when I know that something can happen in the future. I mean, I have a high possibility that that can happen or can be in other situations.
Well, it depends on the context, but usually it's what you said. We're talking about a future situation, something that will happen as a consequence of something that you are doing now. And that something is the condition. If you do it, this will happen. If you don't, something else will happen. So that's how you work the first conditional. It's always future oriented. And we're talking about the consequence. So you do something, something else happens. Cause and consequence. All right. So as you can see, you can have a combination of positive and negative structures. For example, you could use you could use a negative condition or a negative consequence together with a positive condition or a positive consequence. In this first example, you only have positive conditions, but you have positive and negative outcomes. As you can see, you'll pass your exams. The boss won't be very pleased. The boss won't be happy. All right. So you can use both forms. And that's number one. We use first, I'm reading over here. We use first conditional sentences to talk about a possible future situation and its consequence. Number one, we use the present tense, not the future, after if in the first conditional sentences. In other words, everything that you write after if within the condition is in present, not in future. What you write in future tense is the consequence, not the condition. All right? I need you to figure out this because in this expression, you have two structures, the condition and the consequence. The part of the condition is always in present. The consequence is in future. So you have an example of what you're supposed to avoid. If you work hard, you'll pass all your exams. If you work, you're using future inside the condition. That is not correct. You can use here. This is the condition, and the rest is the consequence. The consequence is in future, but not the condition. The condition cannot be in future. It's only in present. All right? So please keep that in mind. Or yes, Adrian?
I know. I mean, the first part, I mean, the condition can be can be, I know that it's present, but I can be present simple, present progressive, present perfect, or just present simple.
Oh, no, no, that's a good question. And it could be present continuous, for example. If you keep working or if you are doing this, you will obtain that. I mean, you can use present. It doesn't mean that it's only present simple. It's any present, except present perfect. All right. Second example, please help me reading Maria Eugenia, number 2. Come.
Come and see is next week if you have time.
All right. So as you can see, this structure is a little bit different because it's a command. It's an order. All right. In grammar, we call it an imperative form. It's an imperative expression. It says, come and see us next week. Come. It's an order. It's an instruction. And you're not using the word will. So that's another possibility. The condition, as you can see, the condition is here. The condition will always begin with the word if. If you have time, if you have, that's present tense. If you have time. But if you have time, what happens? If you have time, you will come and see us. All right, that would be the first example. But in the second, if you have time, come. You're given an order. So instead of using future, you give a command. Instead of using future tense, you use the imperative form. That's the second example we have on the screen. Let's go after the third example. Let me try with Yulisa.
Sorry,
Can you read number 3?
Allison won't get into university unless she gets good grades.
There you go.
I won't go unless you go too.
Unless.
Unless.
Yes, I won't go unless you go too. So where is if? Well, that's the third rule that we need to learn. You're not going to use if every time. There is another possibility, and it's the word unless. You can use the word unless instead of if, not in conditional sentences. So it's not like you are going to write the condition as if or not, but you can use the word unless to, and that's the negative expression. All right, so you can see the example here. She won't get into university unless she gets good grades, which is the same as saying she won't get into university if she doesn't get good grades. It's the same idea. All right, and we could interpret the word unless with an expression we have in Spanish called a no ser que, right? So listen to this idea in Spanish. Ella no entrará a la universidad a no ser que obtenga buenas notas. Ella no entrará a la universidad si ella no obtiene buenas notas. You see? So the negative condition can use the word unless instead of if, not. All right, that not is very important because it's describing the fact that you are using a negative condition. Instead of using the negative condition, you use unless, and you write it in positive. So those are the 3 ways, the 3 variations that you can work when you are using a first conditional phrase. Number 1 is the most common, but obviously you can still use or you can still listen to the other possibilities. All right. All right, let me erase everything here. And we have a future time clause. We are going to check this additional rule. Help me reading, please. Maria de Los Ángeles.
As soon as you get your exam results, call me. We'll have dinner when your father gets home. I won't go to bed until you come home. I will have a quick lunch before I leave. After I finish university, I'll probably take a year off and travel.
All right. Thank you, Maria de los Angeles. This is not exactly a condition, but it's a future time clause. A clause is like a section of the whole expression. So you are using the future, but with very specific phrases, with very specific phrases or words. Like when you're saying as soon as, tan pronto como, as soon as you get your exams results, call me. It's very similar to the condition. If you get your exam results, call me. But what's the difference? The difference is that this is not a condition, although it has kind of the same format. But this is not a condition because it's not a matter of if, but a matter of when. In other words, this condition, this situation will happen in the future. It will happen. It's not a condition because there's no possibility that it doesn't happen. It will happen. If you know that, then we transform the word if into a time word. Like as soon as you get your exams, you know you will get your exam results. It's not that you will not, you will. In the other one, when your father gets home, well, this is the clause. When your father gets home. It's not if. Imagine this. We'll have dinner if your father gets home. Why if? Why would we use a condition? Is there any possibility that father won't get home? So that's what we start questioning, because if we know that there is no condition, we are simply waiting for this to happen, we transform the word if into a time word or phrase. You see the next one. I won't go to bed until you come home. We have the word until. That means if you change this with a condition, I won't go to bed if you, or let's say unless, following the other rule, I won't go to bed unless you come home. Is there a possibility in which you don't come home? There's none. So we know that you will get home at some time. So we transform the condition into a time word. And that's it. That's what we are talking about here. This is simply a variation, not because it has a different structure. It's the same structure, but it's a different context because there's no chance of something else to happen. It will happen. We just need to wait. All right? Based on these rules, we are going to work on the first grammar activity we have below. All right? This first activity says, listen and complete the sentences. Remember, we are working on the future clauses or the first conditional. All right? Let's listen.
4.
All right. They won't give me a place unless, and the next part, as you know, is the condition. Unless what? What is the condition? Did you get the answer? Let's repeat it.
1. They won't give me a place unless I get at least 3 A's.
Unless I
Get to
Can you
list.
get,
To list.
it's not to, it's at
At
least, at least, por lo menos. I get at least. One more time.
1. They won't give me a place unless I get at least 3 A's.
Three.
Unless I get at least
Three.
three
A's.
A's. That is correct. Because remember, the whole topic that we're working on today is education. She's talking about getting a place in the university. So in order to get a place in the university, she needs to get at least 3 A's in high school. Okay? 3 A's. Remember, in United States, in United Kingdom, in England, they don't have grades over 10, over 20. They go A, B, C, D, E, and even F. F is, it means that you failed. So it's not like you got 18 over 20 or 9 out of 10. No, they are counting how many A's they have. It's a different system. It's difficult to find like the relationship between one and the other, but that's how it works. You know that. You must have seen in the television, TV programs, series, movies, that they don't grade with numbers, they grade with letters, right? That's something that everybody knows. Please confirm. I need to know this. In the United States, in United Kingdom, they do not grade with numbers, they grade with letters. Did you know that? Did you know that? I don't know, Maria de Los Ángeles? I just need a confirmation. Yes, no? Cecilia, did you know this? No? Well, now you know. Now you know. When you were studying in high school, how were you graded? ¿Sobre 10, sobre 20, sobre 100?
In high school, 20.
So over 20. All right. Well, that's the point. In our country, in Ecuador, it's a number. In the United States, it's a letter. That's why they say 3 A's. 3 A's. All right. Let's continue. And we still have to check the spelling because I don't know if Moodle will record this as a letter, as a word, or as a number. Maybe it's 3 A's, but I don't know. So when we get to the answers, we will know and you will write as it's supposed to be. All right, let's continue. Adrian, do you have a question?
No.
All right, number 2.
2. When the post comes, I'll take the letter upstairs and open it.
When the what?
Can you repeat?
Yes, I can repeat.
2. When the post comes, I'll take the letter upstairs and open it.
The post.
The post, yes.
The post.
When the post, what's the action?
Come.
Come, like this. When the post come, listen carefully.
2. When the post comes, I'll take the letter upstairs and open it.
When the post
Comes.
comes, there's an S at the end because remember, the condition is written in present. When the post comes, I'll take the letter upstairs. Number 3.
3. I don't want to plan any celebrations until I get the results.
Until
I get the results.
I get the results. Very nice. Only one time. I don't want to plan. So I don't want to plan until, remember until, she will get the results. It's just a matter of time. Number 4.
If I don't get into Cambridge, my parents will kill me.
My parents will kill me.
My parents will kill me. All right. If I don't get to Cambridge, and by the way, do you know what Cambridge is? Yes?
University.
Is one of the most important universities in England. That's Cambridge. And by the way, Cambridge is the university that internationally responds for the English level of all the students. And that's the reason why you are studying this program, because it's affiliated to Cambridge. So it's important to know. Finally,
5. I'll take the exam again as soon as I can.
as soon as
I can.
I can. I can. All right, let's check the answers. And, oh, this one is correct. And this one is correct too, but there's something wrong with the template. I'm gonna fix that in a moment. Until I get. All right. So please keep track of the answers. This is not correct. You're still missing the subject. It's I get the results. This is correct. Okay. Hay errores humanos en la plantilla. Este es uno de ellos. La plantilla está mal escrita. Ya la corregí. Esta es la respuesta. Until I get the results. All right. All right. Let's continue. Now we have activity where you have to complete with the present simple or the future. I will open the activity just to show you how it is and what you have to do. All right, so here you have the example. If I fail my exams, I'll take them again. So how do you know it's this? Because you have the word take here. So the challenge is that you identify if this is the condition or if this is the consequence. All right. Remember, the condition is not in future. The condition is in present. The consequence is in future. All right. And something else, please. If you're using the word will, don't write will. The system is going to grade you with this. Apostrophe LL. If you don't have apostrophe in your keyboard, you can just copy. You copy and you paste. Oh. Let me see. You copy and you paste. There, like this. Ahí con eso usted se asegura de que está usando el símbolo correcto. All right? You're going to work this on your own. I'm not doing this together with you. I need to see how well you do and how you understood this topic. All right? So we have this grammar and we have the other grammar as well. I'm going to give you around 10 minutes, but not just to finish the grammar, but also to complete the activities that we have done before. All right, including the listening activity here. All right, so let's make it 15. So we finish up to here. All the activities until grammar. We're gonna leave the reading and speaking for the final parts of this class. All right, let's start working, please. Let me know if you have any questions.